I think that's what kids nowadays don't have. I mean, they grow up, they don't do any hard work or anything. They play video games and they play with their friends, and they don't do any kind of really hard work. Most kids growing up nowadays, where growing up out here, you always got work. You get home from school, you got chores you got to do. You got to go feed horses, clean stalls, help your dad. When the summertime came, it wasn't, oh, cool, I'm off for the summer. It's like, no, you just don't have school. Now you're going to work all day doing stuff out here. As a little kid, I hunted. I had a dog and I hunted. That's about all you can do out here, As you get older, you start playing sports. And I think my father bought me my first gun when I was 7 years old. And so I started hunting small game, rabbits and squirrels and these kind of things, and birds. And then as I got older, I started hunting larger game, deer, hogs. That's what you did out here, And when you hunted something, it's because we ate it. So just a different lifestyle than what most people grew up in. I think the only two things we do out here was to hunt and drink beer. So there ain't too many girls to chase because it's a small town. So it wasn't a whole lot to do. All the lakes are man-made. So you grew up out here and you work. So a place like growing up on a ranch farm. I don't think there's ever a day you wake up and there ain't something that doesn't need to be done. So, raising cattle, of course, we had a lot of horses. We had horses not for fun, but for work. And of course, you can see you plant, crops year round, winter wheat, and you plant stuff for the summer. You plant stuff for the cattle to graze on in the wintertime. And of course, you got to bale hay. There's fences to mend, roads to maintain. Upkeeps on your facilities, your barns and things like this. And so there's always something to do. And growing up, I didn't know any better. That's just, you had to work, you had to help and had to work. So that's just what you did.
Option, right?
Wasn't no option. So your option was you get your ass whooped and you still had to go work. So you worked. One of the first things, my father taught me was everything out here, every bush, plant has a thorn on it or a sticker. Every insect is poisonous. Just a rough place to grow up, I can only imagine 150 years ago how tough it was for people to survive out here with no running water, no electricity, no phones, no vehicles. So those people are much tougher than we are.
Yeah.
Start digging around up under the boards and stuff, you'll find rattlesnakes all in that place. My job, I was back here and I had a hot shot. Hot shot it's a cattle prod. So it's a long deal, got two barbs on the end with electricity. So they would get up here and a lot of times they wouldn't want to come down the chute and get into the thing here. And so I had to friggin' pop them with that hot cattle prod to make them walk and get in there. Well, so I did that. Well, I'm a young boy, so I was always getting in trouble because I wasn't paying attention or, I was doing something I wasn't supposed to be doing. So I was always getting in trouble. Well, I got bored one day and I had this steer, he wouldn't do what he's supposed to do. Well, I stuck it right up his ass and hit the freaking button. Dude, he shot over the side. And, everybody's out here, working the cattle and they're like, what the hell? Here comes this freaking cow, steer over the side. And I'm laughing. I'm like, at least I got him to move. I didn't know I did it. So I did it again to the next one. He did the same thing. So I stuck that thing around his ass and hit it again, and another one come over the side. Well, my old man saw me do that one, and it was a bad day for Branch after that. Yeah, I got my ass whooped. That was ass whooping that day, but I still had to work the rest of the day and finish what we started. So, it wasn't get your ass whooped and go to the house. It was get your ass whooped and stay out here and work the rest of the day. shot him at about 10 yards right in front of me. Yeah, they just run at you. They got those big tusks on each side. They'll just rush you and just start slicing you, man. Yeah, I grew up fishing in that, catching catfish. Yeah, we'll get down here. Watch out for snakes. It's very thick. Tons of mesquites and cactus. There was somewhere I'd heard about it and I found it one time. It's very hard to find because it's so grown up with shrubs and thorn bushes and all that stuff, but it looks like where somebody had built something with the rocks. I don't know if it's Indians or somebody or whatever back in the day, but there's some stuff that was like a foundation. They'd all been put together and something up on top, but trying to find it it'd take me all day probably. It's so grown up. I've got a whole, like a cigar box full of arrowheads back over this way. There's a lot of flint. So, you know, the Indians used to make arrowheads out of flint. And my mom showed that to me when I was young. We used to go down there and hunt arrowheads. So a lot of them were the ones she had found, and you know, we found a few. Pretty much from up here on this hill, you can see almost the whole place. And I don't think there's anywhere on this, I know there's nowhere on this place I haven't been. So I grew up here until I was 14-ish, somewhere in there. And of course, come back all the time to visit family, go hunting. And so I love it up here on this hill. So great view. I would come here and spend the whole day up here. Yeah. I would go hunt, I'd take a backpack. I'd hunt get up here before daylight, hunt, take a nap. Very peaceful, but it's a very unforgiving country. Yeah. You know, just think about just the landscape itself, you know, the vegetation, the animals, these things, it's very unforgiving, but it's very peaceful. So to survive, you're gonna work. Yeah. So whether you're trying to farm and ranch or you're one of these animals out here trying to survive, it's a harsh place to live, but beautiful place. Yeah. When your will to succeed is as strong as your will to breathe and survive, then you have a strong chance of succeeding. This was my elementary school. I remember my first day of school. I was not too excited about going to school, but I think I was in kindergarten. So anyway, I remember my mother dropped me off at school, and I went to my class, and of course you have recess, and we came out here for the playground, and this was probably 38 years ago. So these swing sets looks to be the same swing set they had back then. Some of this other stuff is new, but anyway, I was out here on the swing. I was, you know, being a boy, seeing how high I could swing and jump off and get back on it and repeat and repeat, doing this. And so I jumped off one time, and I turned around to get back on my swing, and somebody else got on my swing. And me not being one to want to share my swing, I told the kid, I said, "Hey man, you're on my swing." He said, "Too bad." And I was like, "What?" And so he started swinging, and I told him again, I said, "Man, get off my swing." He's like, "No." So as he's swinging back and forth, I just stuck my hand out, hit him right in the face. He fell off the back of the swing, and he got up. I punched him a few more times, and he ran off crying to the teacher, and I got back on my swing. So needless to say, here come the teacher. I got snatched up, sent to the office, and about 3 hours after my mother had dropped me off at school, my mother's back at school, picking me up for the day. My mom was so pissed, but that was the beginning of my school career.